last?
One of the most courageous efforts I've ever seen. I was extremely proud. We had no ball. Some of the other things were against us, but geez, I was proud. Extremely proud. They dug deep. We've spoken a bit about origin and digging deep, and they showed it tonight in truckloads.
You look pretty emotional on field, was?
Oh, mate, I was. In the second half, some things there I was shaking my head about. But anyway, for the boys to do what they did under those conditions, one extremely happy coach. And I'm certain the whole state would be happy. And I think this win has probably united us more than ever before.
How important is this to go 1-0 ahead in a 3-game series?
It's not the be-all and end-all, but it's important. We won game 1 last year, put in a terrible performance in game 2. We improved a little bit for game 3, but Origin is very special, and every Origin game is very special, and tonight was no different. So you've got to celebrate, but then you've got to move on to your next job.
Laurie, it sounds like you've got some guys who've played on with some injuries, serious injuries.
No, we had a truckload of injuries. We got serious injuries. We got blokes that battled away that should have come off in the first half, but courageously stayed out there because we needed them to. And I hope everyone talks about that tomorrow, because I know in the past it's always been the opposition that they've spoken about. But our boys tonight, wow. You see them in the dressing shed and see what pain they put themselves through. It was enormous.
Laurie, before the game you tried to take the pressure off Jared and say it wasn't about what he could do tonight about the team, but he really did the job for you guys tonight. He was the point setter.
Yeah, he was outstanding. But again, for us it's about the team, and if everyone else does their job, guys like Jared who have got the ability, they shine. They shine. But they wouldn't shine if guys in the middle weren't doing anything. And she's a great captain. He's off tonight. Unbelievable.
Can you just tell us how tough it was out there tonight, particularly when Queensland had so much ball back in?
Yeah, that second half was one of the toughest games I've been in. They just, we played really smart in the first half. We controlled the ball, controlled the way the flow of the game went, and they really ended up. They're a great side. They're tough. In that second half, they were coming off their line and were stuck up our end, and we were going nowhere. We're really winning the territorial battle. And it was just a credit to us the way we hung in there, because they had a lot of attacking kicks and a lot of attacking opportunities, and we just kept scrumming for each other. It was just courageous the way we defended.
What do you get out of this game that's different from game 1 last year?
Origin's about hanging tough, and when the momentum swings, not conceding a lot of points and not losing the momentum in a short space of time. Like being able, what I mean by that, I think in the past, when we've lost momentum, we've conceded points. We would have conceded a couple of tries. The performance tonight under duress was as good as I've ever been associated with. They kept turning up for one another, and it was an A-grade performance. And we had to bring an A-grade performance. They're a great team, and we know they'll be better in Sydney. We have to be better than tonight, but I'm not worried about that yet.
When you say that you've ever been associated with you, including your own playing career?
Oh, most definitely. The adversity that we coped with out there tonight. We had guys busted. I mean busted, that'll miss footy. And they battled on.
Who were they, Laurie? Can you run to the list?
The Morris boys, Chalky Watmo, Trent Hodkinson. Just to name a few off the top of my head, but Geez,
Well, it's hard to single out plays, but Brett Morris's tackle on Jarrah's forward towards the end, there was a massive play.
yeah, most definitely, and we thought it should have been a 20-metre restart, to be honest with you, instead of a scrum, but anyway.
And then what was going through your head when they ruled the scrum at the end when the ball comes off Wilkinson's shoulder?
Well, it was a mad scramble in the box, but as my assistant told me, let it go, let it go, and yeah, move on.
Laurie, what stage during the game did you sort of give up coaching and just sort of leave it in the lap of the players?
Oh, mate, I reckon 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
20 minutes to go, mate. Our boys had nothing. You know, we were down to 2 interchanges, I think, with 17 minutes to go. We had guys that were busted. We've never been in a situation, because we actually held our interchanges back, and then we thought we were going to run short, because we had to rotate them. And you know, when they made their interchanges, that's when they started to get momentum. And then we had to go with guys again that were carrying injuries and keep them out there and put some guys back on. So in the end, with the last 5 minutes, or 6 minutes, I think the clock stopped at 6 minutes for a scrum, I think it might have been, or something. It might have been that tackle. It was just let them go, let them go.
You talked about a couple of those injuries. Are you worried that any of those guys might not be able to back up the Origin team?
Yeah, most definitely.
There's some suggestion that Anthony Watmo's biceps injury is season-threatening.
Oh, I just quickly spoke to the doc before I came here, and he just told me I should be proud, because there's a few boys that would probably miss definitely the next Origin, and battled on with some serious issues. So.
Josh Reynolds will come under scrutiny for that tackle on Brent Tate.
Which one was that? Is that the?
He landed flat on his back. He got in a dangerous position, so it's a penalty. But
Yeah.
he landed flat.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. Just trying to think.
It was in the first half.
I don't, you know what? First half to me is sort of not there. I've just got that last sort of 10 minutes still in my mind.
Dale, you've been in this position before, 1-0 up this series. What's different this year? What do you think is going to get you guys to where you think you want to be and been trying to get for 8 years?
Look, we've got a lot more belief, I think, at the moment. You know, Laurie's come in and from day one stamped his authority, and you know, we've just got a lot of belief amongst ourselves, and you know, we've got goals we've set ourselves this year that are measurable, and you know, if we don't step up to the mark we set ourselves, then you know, we won't be here game 2, or individuals won't be here game 2. So every individual has to play to their potential and their best, and if like I said, if we do that, I think we can win. But it's just a matter of doing it again. Down in Sydney, they're going to get better. Sam Fido will come back into their side. He's been one of their leaders for a long time. So we've got to play better. There's no doubt about that.
Paul, your neck looks pretty stiff. What happened?
Yeah, I've had a problem with the neck for a couple of years since Josh Papali hit me without the ball 2 years ago. Got me again tonight without the ball. I've been getting burners pretty regularly, so they're going to send me for a scan. I've got a scan on yet, so they're going to send me for a scan.
Don't go for a scan,
They're sending me. So we're at the bye this week anyway, so I'll have a rest.
What do you make of your 2 halves? Must be pretty
Wrapped. All week. I have. In particular, Trent has really surprised me. Just calm, confident, and really led all their training sessions, to be honest with you. So he's a guy that just knows his role and knows how to get people around, and he was great. I mean, you know, there was a lot of talk about them not handling it and being targeted, which they were, but sometimes youthful exuberance can help on a big stage.
Well, so I appreciate you don't remember the Reynolds tackle, but would you be willing to go with a Hodkinson only if Reynolds does face some on the side?
Dave, to be honest with you, mate, I won't even contemplate that, mate, until probably see what happens after after anything, if anything happens. For me, I just want to be with my teammates, not my teammates, my players, and support them and be there for them, and then to enjoy it with them, and then tomorrow, move on and know that we've got a tougher game in Sydney.
Laurie, you look like you're almost more emotionally spent than if you'd played the game yourself. Is that sort of how it feels?
Oh, as I said, what I was feeling in that second half, there's a range of emotions I was going through, and as I said, to deal with what we had to deal with, it was special. It was special.
Garrett, what would you say, considering where you are this game, having to go up here and Artie beats the factor and listen to you guys, the greatest win you've been involved in? I know it's just one win, but is this as good as it gets?
Yeah, it is, without a doubt. But as you said, it's one win, it's not the series. We've been in this position, I think I might have been there twice when I won the first game. I think 08 and last year. Yeah, so, it's a series. There's 3 games and we've got to win one more. And, we're going to go down to Sydney confident, that's for sure. But we've got to work hard again. We've got to, whatever 17 we can pick, in 2 weeks' time we'll pick, and we'll get in the camp and we'll build that belief amongst each other again. But, as I said, we have to play better because we know they'll play better.
Gallen, Queensland without Tripper Cronk, were they easier to defend?
Oh, no. Did you watch it?
he was dangerous towards the interior.
Sarah Evans, mate, he was bouncing forwards off. He was tough to defend, and he's in great form. So.
Thanks, guys.